Good morning, everyone. I have just posted a video analyzing in detail the poster that they released yesterday and then removed it. Now they posted the poster again, so the video is now public and you can watch it with my deep analysis of every single detail that I have spotted in the poster. In this video, we're going to talk about all of the other posts that they have published today besides the poster itself. So I'm not going to cover the poster again. I'll link that down below if you want to watch my thoughts on the poster. And here we'll just talk about everything else. So the Chinese and English live stream times are now fully confirmed. It's the same time that we thought it would be yesterday. So here are the times of the live stream. So let's first watch the two short videos that they posted, and then I'll talk about in detail of everything else.
Heaven's Reach is known in legend as the Golden City. Across a millennium, this ancient city-state kindled the art of machinery and bore witness to the glory and decline of the Titans. The Mothis Tourism Association welcomes you to feel the weight of history and the momentum of the city moving forward. We are committed to preserving historic sites and creating immersive cultural travel experiences. By exploring the region's history, we seek the roots of its civilization. Our mission is to
that symbol again that we saw in the poster and also in 2.0 trailer.
The splendor of the Golden City. Looking to experience the city, save your favorite moments, and discover practical local finds? Follow the Heaven's Reach app series and set out with us. Mothis invites you to journey with us back to the Golden Age.
Hey everyone, sorry, quick note here. They actually showed other icons and text on this same trailer, but on the Chinese website. Thank you so much for Purring and everybody else for the help on the Discord. They posted this too. We're gonna talk in detail in a bit, but I think that these two will represent the 5-star outfit, which seems to be a chicken behemoth and also a mirror, a broken mirror. But by translating the text, there is other things that we can point out from here. Okay, now let's watch the second video, and it's also from mothis.
In moments, find what truly matters. Secrecy, loyalty, and your group. Remember, you belong to me. No, Mothis.
Okay, so I'm initially a little bit disappointed that that Mothis is taking this kind of like approach. I'm guessing it's going to be a Basing situation where they're pretending to help people who are arriving at Heaven's Reach now that Heaven's Reach is visible and accessible, and that they're pretending to help and be tourists since they were already there. They probably needed some sort of excuse, but I don't like how, and I'm very excited for that because I hope that maybe this new hire is Nikki or perhaps Wilhelm or Angert, but it will be really nice if it's Nikki and she's actually infiltrating the infiltrators here, infiltrating Mothis and trying to figure out what's their real goal. I'm just a little concerned with a couple things here that water down my expectations, to be completely honest. First of all, I think it's really risky because they only have one chapter to end the entire Heaven's Reach story. They said that the story is gonna end now, and I don't know, I feel like one chapter to so many plot threads is going to be a little difficult. I really hope they are not just gonna do something basic and then shove all the lore in the lore books as they sometimes do. And, you know, especially if the Mothis lore, which was all entirely in lore books in 2.5 and 2.6. So I hope they are not doing that. I also think that they are a little bit too goofy. Like the messages and everything, it makes them look like they're silly, you know, they're disorganized, they're messy. Like, I don't know, I expected them to be this scary, abyss, darkness-ridden, 1,000-year-old cultist organization that, you know, has some nefarious, villainous reasons to do things. I really hope this is not just another cute NPC to be redeemed, but, you know, at the moment it's hard to tell. It could be like a Basing situation where they're really just pretending to be silly But yeah, the messages were a little like it bothered me a little bit. But I'm still very excited to see the story. Maybe the mothis is actually evil and is gonna escape at the end of Heaven's Reach, and that's what's gonna take us to the next nation in 3.0. Maybe we're gonna start chasing them, figuring out where the heck they're coming from. So maybe that's what's gonna happen. And then they don't need to close all the threads in this chapter. But anyways, this is what we learn about mothis. They have a new hire. They talk about Nepo Baby. So if it's Wilhelm, it will be really interesting if she's really like related to the Titans in some way, which is one of my theories that I covered it in another video this week. We have some names here. We have Lucas, we have Louis. Louis seems to be the boss of the mothis. It's weird because all of their images are very similar. They all look like the same person. I'm starting to think that mothis is just like one guy. I don't know. It's a little weird. Like, it's hard. It's hard to tell right now. The voice over here, he says something like, oh, don't forget your mind. You know, like it's a little weird, a little creepy. And I love that they're cloaked and they have the same symbol that we've seen in Update 2.0 as well, which is this symbol here, right? From the previous cultists. So yeah, just looking forward to see what the heck's happening here. I'm starting to find the timeline a little bit hard to follow. I'm guessing that maybe the cultists were only during the Parkstallions and Saintas era, not really during the Titans era as much as we think. However, we do see the Titan King on the same spot that the Saintas was chained. So I don't know, the timeline is a little weird, but I love the references to Sun and Moon and everything, and I think the duality will be really interesting. Then we also have this message here, which is on the text, not on the videos. They say that these are like, there are other texts, but they're not as interesting. This is kind of like the rules of mothis. Do not discuss any details related to ... If the topic cannot be avoided, refer to it as the base development project. So again, Basise vibes, but it seems that if this is a group, the group is kind of messy. Maybe only the leader is really serious here. But I don't know. I really hope that they tackle this in a, like, make mothis be scary, you know, make the abyss more scary, the darkness more scary. I think Nikki needs to be challenged. I think you guys know this already because I've already said this so many times during the year, but I think that Nikki is a little bit too OP. She lacks a challenge, a real obstacle, something that really moves her, something that really scares her, something that, you know, she has to like overcome, sort of. Like everything goes too smoothly, I feel. So I hope that this is not the case and things start to get a little bit more serious on the story now. Anyways, before we analyze all of the trailers and the information, there is also some teaser images. Before that, though, I want to talk about the optimizations because they're good. I can't believe that they announced this before the live stream, but I'm so hyped up. This is so good, honestly. So we're going to have a look here at the preview of the optimization. So we have the poster again, which again, I already analyzed it yesterday. The video will be down, you know, link down below. Anyways, the first thing that we have here is the map preview. So they talk about the Golden City, Heaven's Reach, which will slowly lift its veil. Actually, Nikki broke the barrier, right? So we're gonna go through the barrier, apparently, like the hole that we broke in the barrier, and we're gonna enter the ancient city with golden treasures piled in the mountains, you know, all the things that we could observe from the poster is kind of confirmed here. It's also called the Golden Land of Plenty. From Wasteland legend was never fiction, but the ruins of Itzaland ancient kingdom, the realm of the Titans. Yet this golden city of the Titans has always remained elusive. Elusive? Don't know how to pronounce that. It stands high in the upper reaches of the water source. So I'm guessing instead of like clouds, we're gonna have waters around here, veiled on the mountains and impenetrable mist, which is the barrier. For centuries, whether travelers cross by land or follow the waterways, no one has truly reached it, which is weird because it seems that Heaven's Reach is going to be very lively. We're going to enter that and there is actually people living in there. I did theorize about this as well, that it would be a steampunk city and that it would be a little bit more lively than we think, but I also thought that they wouldn't really 3D model Titans for us to interact with, which I was already sad about, and I continue to be sad because I would love these kind of like NPC variety to interact with, but I already know they were not going to do this. To get to Heaven's Reach, we are going to fix the mechanical bird from Daughter of the Kingdom story. So again, I theorized this on my theory video as well. Very, very excited. I really hope we have some acknowledgement of the Daughter of the Kingdom story and also her mechanical bird story, which is told in this outfit, and also Songs of Embers. Again, I already covered this. I'll link that down below. But I'm so excited to see that that's in fact how we're entering, and also kind of like explains what we were looking at in the other poster. So when I was analyzing the poster yesterday, I was wondering like what was Nikki looking at, because behind her is Heaven's Reach. So what is she looking at? Like, is there another building? But I guess that's actually the broken barrier, and that's the entry point. So we're probably gonna fly with the mechanical bird, arrive right here, and we're probably gonna enter the city from this spot, which is really exciting. Then we have the optimization, so be ready. First of all, Enchanted Encounter and Forest Ripple animations are gonna be optimized. You can now move your Nikki while you're using the Enchanted Encounter patting ability. Oh my god, this is amazing. I'm so glad they fixed this, because the animation is very, very slow, and now you can actually move while you do the animation. Same thing for Forest Ripple, which is the Firefly. When she uses the ability to collect, or the Flourish Walk ability here, she can now jump while using the ability to collect items, so she has improved movement as well. Then the additional evolution free rewards for miracle outfits will start being implemented. So in update 2.8, we are going to get the extra makeup sets, the alternative details, and idol animations for Alrosa and Silver Gale. Both these outfits will get already the Final Evolution extra rewards. For Sea of Stars outfit, that will be in update 2.9. Stylists who have reached Evolution Free for these outfits can claim them from the Evolution Free menu. So we are finally gonna get all of the miracle outfits, alternative details, and makeups. There is more. There is a storage optimization, which especially mobile players complain about a lot. So now you can go to settings and features, and you can uninstall the resources for multiple different regions, such as Firework Isles, Serenity Island, Dungeon Island, and Once Young Realm, as well as the video and audio resources from all the completed quests as well. So you can finally free up, like you can delete lots of resources and quests and videos from these regions and from completed quests as well. Not only that, we're finally getting this special effects toggle. I cannot believe that we're getting this so quickly, because this is kind of like a recent complaint. It really started around 2.1. with the Firefly outfit, which had so many special effects. A lot of people were upset about that. So now you can toggle off the special effects, which is awesome, because things like Red Hood ghosts, Forever Bond birds in the jacket, like those birds really annoy me. I never use Forever Bond jacket because of the birds, really distract me. So now you can turn that off. And this is really, really cool. Not only you can turn off the special effects, here you can see the buttons, how it's gonna look like in the UI. It's gonna be all in the wardrobe. Not only that, you can also activate the open world preview in the wardrobe. So now you can dye your outfits and then check with the global light. You can head over to the boneyard, turn on the open world view. You can see how the outfit looks exactly in the open world. No more weird dye differences when you're dyeing your outfits and you save and then you head over to the open world and it looks completely different. No more of that. You can now preview exactly what they're gonna look like. This is so cool. I'm so glad that they implemented all of this already. Then here is this special effect button here. You can have this kind of toggle. You can see that the dress has a special effect that disappeared. So this dress has like some water ripples and fish flying around it. So you can turn that off by using the toggle. You can set effects individually for equipped effect enabled pieces in the piece list. So you head over to the piece list and you can turn off for that specific piece if you want to. Not only that, the ability outfit setup will now support importing of custom styling presets. So you can apply a preset, adjust the worn pieces and dye scheme directly from the ability menu. No more having to exit the ability menu to head over back to the wardrobe to do the outfit, dye the outfit, and then head over back to the ability setup. That's over. Finally, we're free. You can finally customize your ability outfits fully now from the menu. Then we have some descriptions about Heaven's Reach in detail, which is the new regional ecosystem page. So I'm going to read this aloud for you. So throughout this golden city, traces of Titan civilization can still be found. Though the Titans themselves are long gone, life still moves through Heaven's Reach. In their place, new order, new residents, and everyday life have slowly taken a root atop the glory of the past. Stroll through the quiet elegance of Praxis Plaza, where history's wisdom, life's beauty, and rational pursuit of truth can be found. Step into the bustling doll markets, where goods, skills, knowledge, and even the idea for a joke can all be traded. Share laughter over fresh juice at the golden hour, and admire the harmony of natural beauty and mechanical order in Everbloom Garden. In these streets, squares, and voices, the many faces of Heaven's Reach slowly unfold. Amid the streets and turning gears of Heaven's Reach, different ways of life meet and mingle. Shroomsteras, Cogbuds, and mothis call the city home. They too are looking forward to meeting visitors from afar. As the primary residents of Heaven's Reach, Shroomsteras are bright-eyed, optimistic, seeing happiness at the simplest and most important wish of all. Cogbuds are relics left behind by the golden age of Titan civilization. As special residents, they each perform their duties and work diligently, helping Heaven's Reach restore its former order, function, and beauty. And perhaps more mysterious than Heaven's Reach itself is the members of mothis, who seem to oversee the city's actual administration. So I have many points here to bring up. First of all, we kind of guessed already that they would have the bazaar in the market because that was mentioned in update 2.4, and I mentioned that on my theory video as well. We have this golden hour place, which makes me think that Heaven's Reach is probably going to look amazing at night and sunset as well. Everbloom Garden seems to be quite interesting, a mix of plants and mechanisms. And we have, the streets, the squares. It's probably going to be a really big city as we hoped for. So very excited about exploring the map. Now we have the living creatures. Cogbuds are probably the robots, which we have visuals for. I'm going to show you in a second. Mothis is the cultist evil organization who doesn't seem that evil. So I'm guessing this description is not in Info's point of view. I think that this is kind of a little bit trying to pretend that Mothis is nice, again, I really hope it's a boss insane moment here, but I'm not entirely sure. And then we have the Shroomsteras. Shroomsteras puzzle me a little bit because we have Shroomlings in Elderwood Forest and Spira. We learned that the Titans didn't really have much contact with the Shroomlings at all, despite them all being children of Acheros. We know that because the main Titan from the 2.4 story, who raised Red Hoods and the other creatures, she writes down in one of her books, the first time she talked to another Shroomling, she's kind of oh, I've never really seen this, never really talked to the Shroomlings much, don't know much about them. We don't really interact much with them. But then apparently there is Shroomsteras, or whatever that is, in Heaven's Reach. So I'm guessing the Shroomsteras are also robots, just inspired on the Shroomlings, but why did Titans made small robots to help them instead of big robots? I don't know. I really want to know the background, the world building behind all of these choices. I hope they are not just aesthetic, oh, look, cute human-sized robots just to look steampunk. But that doesn't make sense because Titans, Anyways, we have the Cogbuds, which were created, confirmed by the Titans, and of course the mothis. Then we have the new regional ability. A new map means a brand new ability gameplay. We knew that. In the version 2.8, the basic ability, Machine Control, will be added. When the gears turn again, the clash of metal echoes with the legacy of Heaven's Reach civilization. So we are going to have this ability to interact with the mechanisms of the city. After acquiring the machine control ability, Nikki can interact with machines powered by motive gears. So specific gears in the city will be interactable. Almost like the Bone Master ability, I imagine. By drawing out or infusing mechanical motive power, she can awaken long dormant mechanisms and solve mechanical puzzles found across the area. So here's some visuals, extra visuals from the web event and Chinese websites. I think that this scholar outfit with a gear on the forehead is actually the new free full star ability outfit. So I think this is the ability outfit that we are getting, the full stop to interact with the mechanisms and all of that. The Wall-E here, I imagine, is the cog buds. So the robots that are left by the Titans. I'm just like, again, a little confused as to why the Titans made tiny little baby-sized robots to help them. Maybe it was to help the humans who lived in the Titan civilization. I'm not sure. But anyways, we have this ability. It looks like a scholar, but also, you know, almost like a mechanist, but also like a Greek toga kind of dress here. Very excited about this outfit. Love the Momo cloak that's matching it. We can also see a little preview of the bazaar or the market. We have that big round thing we're gonna talk about in a bit again. We have some mechanical birds. Look at them. They're so cute. I imagine they are new animals for us to pet, but they're like the little birds, but then with mechanisms on their wings. They're so cute. I'm really hoping that almost every form of life in Heaven's Reach is actually mechanical. That's gonna be really eerie, but steampunk and cute in the same time. Like, I don't know, I just really am very excited for the aesthetic here. Also considering that Whaleport is filled with robots as well. I really want to see the difference between the old Titans robots and the new sci-fi futuristic robots that we'll get in Whaleport once we head there. And we have a few of the Shroomseras, which looks like Shroomlings from afar, but I'm really hoping that they are actually mechanisms as well. That's why they're called Shroomseras, not Shroomlings. And then you have here more of these Wall-E robots. So you see that they have kind of like a Shroomling hat. So I'm wondering if this is the Shroomsera maybe. And then you have another one. Although there is a Shroomling here. I guess the Shroomseras is just another type of Shroomling maybe. They're alive, not a mechanism, which is a shame. I really wish we had like actual Titans and not like little Shroomlings everywhere again. But anyways, we have this post and then we have this statue with big wings and almost like a pole arm with mechanisms as well. And once more, the glasses of the bridges and everything has sun and moon motif. Then we have this image again with the full style ability sticker and the Momo cloak. And we have almost like a little guide for the map. So the map seems huge, which is really, really exciting. We have the weird astrological thingy here again, which has a bird on top and some gears. And then we have this almost like a fountain here. It seems that they are throwing coins in the fountain. So I think maybe this is like a wishing well. And we have this big building and this round building. The round building is kind of like erased with some chains around it. So I'm confident that this is the place where they try to kidnap the same task. Maybe this area is off the limits. Maybe this is where the other half of the golden mark is. We also have these two images here, and this one has some archways with cogs, and it's kind of like a mini game. Doesn't have any crucial information visible here. I just wanted to show you the back of the outfit. So she has a little bun with a little hair lace there, and the back seems to be open with a little top. Love this. I'm so excited for this outfit. She has some bangles, like some metal work on the arms, and kind of like a metal shoes as well, and some patterns on the dress. And speaking of outfits, let's talk about the double 5-star outfits. And I think that these images here that they only showed on the Chinese video are representing the 2 5-star outfits. You have this horned behemoth looking icon and a mirror. A lot of people are calling this a lion, but I really wanted to point out that this thing here is not a hair. This is a horn. Let me draw over just so you know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm drawing with a mouse. Please don't judge. Anyways, this is definitely a horn. It has a different kind of sharpness to it. It's not as rounded as the other bits, as you can see here. So this is definitely a horn, while these are kind of like hair, and this is just a broken mirror. The translation of this text is mirror restorer and Gryphon breeder, not behemoth, but I do think still that this represents the chicken behemoth. This is something that I mentioned on my analysis yesterday of the poster, but look how the statues that we have in the front area of the poster of Heaven's Reach looks exactly like the chicken behemoth. And just quickly again, we only have one singular chicken behemoth in the entire Elderwood forest. Where are the other ones? Maybe they're all in Heaven's Reach. Maybe perhaps they look different from the other behemoths because they were experimented with. Maybe they're not really, they're kind of like a griffin in the sense that they're a mix of two different animals. Maybe they're not really chicken behemoths, maybe they're dragon behemoths of sorts. So they have these different kind of makeup and symbols and markings, and they have this bigger wing and different legs, and they can jump and glide. So I really think that this icon represents the chicken behemoth still, but maybe it's a lion, and I'm just like seeing too much into this. But because we don't have griffins or lions in the game, I tend to think that it's probably a chicken behemoth. But if they create a new animal, which is a griffin, I would absolutely love that. So I brought some screenshots here from other things. So this is what the griffin looks like. Also, thank you Spider and Fruit Puring for helping me with this part of the video, because I was a little bit confused about this part. But yeah, it could look like a griffin, although they don't really seem to have the same beak. Kind of, this is a proper chicken lion, I guess. But for the vase that we saw previously, we saw these giant behemoths fighting against the gladiators, and I think again that this is actually the chicken behemoth specifically. As we have seen in the Coliseum, the Titans didn't necessarily treat the behemoths that well. Even though they were supposedly friends, we find this a very hurt, abused behemoth in the Coliseum. So what if this is actually part of an experiment? Maybe because this is not a chicken behemoth, right? This is a normal behemoth. Sorry, I'm starting my thought from the middle instead of the start. This here in the Coliseum is not a chicken behemoth. It's just a basic normal behemoth, and it's trapped in the Coliseum, all hurt and full of scars. So I'm thinking, what if they were trying to make a new, they were into mechanisms, experiments, technology. What if they were trying to experiment with the behemoths, trying to upgrade them in a way, which is crazy, again, mix of mechanism with biology, like their garden, and the result was the chicken behemoth, maybe. So that's why it's all hurt like this. And again, they were not treating the behemoths that well. Another point that I wanted to bring up here is the actual translation. So the translation is Griffon breeder. We actually seen this word in another place, which was in update 2.1 when we were raising behemoth. If you translate this, it says behemoth breeder. So I'm starting to think that raising behemoths, raising griffons, maybe this is all related to maybe some potential experiments. And then the other ability is mirror restorer. So I'm thinking about outfits like these for the 5 stars. So for this one, the only connection really is the mirror, but as someone pointed out, I think Sierra on my Discord, we already have a mirror suspicious outfit, which is the Sith from 1.7. So it's kind of weird that they're gonna do 2 mirror related outfits. We also have one Sim Realm, actually, now that I think about it. The Fun Lady also has a mirror prop. So it's a little weird, but we may get like another reflection inspired cultist outfit for this one here. We may also get a Saintess dragon inspired outfit, such as this, for example. I would really love that. I think that would be really cool with proper dragon horns and dragon wings for real. Maybe eggshell kind of like elements as well to represent the Saintess. This really looks like what the Saintess could be, at least in my imagination. So this shiny Nikki outfit is a strong competitor here, a strong contestant to be the 5-star outfit. And then we also have these ones, which would be more Greco-Roman inspired with more of a kind of like chicken behemoth or griffon wings instead, if they want to go with a more ruins traditional look. So I think these outfits could be good indications of what we're getting for the 5 stars. And again, we have what will probably be the Miracle outfit, the Titan King outfit. I don't think they're gonna model the Titan King, or if they will, we're probably gonna see her as a ghost or a flashback only, not gonna see her in person. So Nikki will probably wear a Titan King outfit to be able to claim the other half of the mark. This is considering my theory is correct and that the Titan King has the other half of the mark, but anyways, maybe that's the Miracle outfit, and that's why the Titan King from the poster has pink hair instead of red. So again, here you can see her hair is fully pink. There is a red glow underneath, which kind of confuses us. As you can see, this is kind of like a red color, but if you look at the hair above, then that's pink instead of red, which is really, really exciting. So I think this almost confirms that this is going to be the Miracle outfit. And the very interesting point that I brought up yesterday as well is this icon here. I thought initially that this could look like a pirate ship wheel, but I think it's almost certain now that this is it. It looks like an astronomical or astrological kind of tool here with the planets being measured. Maybe they were looking to a specific point in time, maybe some specific alignment of the planets. Again, they are very connected to this whole sun and moon concept. So maybe they're, I don't know what the Titans were doing here, but this is some weird mechanism that will probably be related to whatever the Titan King has on the brooch and whatever they are doing in this floaty island as well. I think it's probably connected with this spot, which is also indicated on their map. It has like a little star and a little dash line as well. Very suspicious, very exciting. Can't wait to see what everything here means. And especially very excited about all of the free outfits, free abilities, and exploring the map is definitely what I'm looking for the most. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of the members and patrons who support the channel and make these videos possible, and see you on the next one.
Ryan Little.
Listen.